They say a smile can heal a wound that no medicine can touch. And once, long ago, in a kingdom surrounded by endless waters, a barefoot fisherman's son did what all the royal doctors could not. He brought a lost smile back to the face of a grieving queen, and changed both their destinies forever. Queen Nalea ruled the golden kingdom of Tamaru, a land where the sea kissed the mountains and every sunrise painted the world in silver. She had wealth beyond measure, jewels, palaces, servants who spoke softly and bowed lower than the waves. But behind her beauty and grace lay a silence no song could fill. 3 years before, her only son, Prince Arian, had drowned during a storm at sea. Since that night, the queen's laughter vanished. The palace halls, once full of music, now echoed only with footsteps and whispers. She sat by her window each day, staring toward the horizon, waiting for a ship that would never return. Far below the cliffs lived Tano, a fisher boy with tattered clothes and a heart too big for his small world. He was poor, his father gone, his mother sick, but he was rich in spirit. Every morning, while others prayed for fish, Tano sang to the sea. He believed the waves understood him. His songs were wild, funny, full of made-up words and silly dances. The villagers laughed, saying he had too much joy for his hunger. But joy, to Tano, was survival. One day, as he sang near the palace cliffs, his voice drifted up with the wind, straight into the queen's lonely chambers. For the first time in years, Queen Nalea blinked, and listened. Curiosity drew her to the balcony. There, far below, she saw the boy, barefoot, spinning, laughing, pretending the waves were clapping for him. Something stirred in her chest. Not grief this time, but memory. She ordered her guards, "Bring that boy to me. Now." Moments later, Tano stood before her, dripping with seawater, his shirt torn, his feet leaving wet marks on the marble floor. He bowed awkwardly. "Forgive me, Your Majesty. I didn't mean to disturb your silence. I was only singing so the sea would feed me." The queen studied him. "Do you always sing when you are hungry?" He grinned. "Yes, Your Majesty. It's harder for hunger to find me if I keep moving." The queen's lips twitched. A small, fragile smile, her first in years. From that day, the queen ordered that Tano be allowed into the gardens each afternoon. He came with his small drum made from an old fishing bucket. He danced like a wave, sang like the wind, told ridiculous stories about sea crabs who argued with the moon. At first, the palace servants were shocked, this muddy boy performing before their queen. But when they saw her laughter echo again, even they began to smile. Each day, the queen seemed lighter. She spoke more. She ate more. And one evening, she said quietly to her maid, "When that boy sings, I forget the storm." But not everyone was pleased. The royal advisors murmured, "A fisher boy in the royal garden. This will ruin the queen's dignity." One bold minister confronted her. "Your Majesty, what will people say? That the Queen of Tamaru takes counsel from a barefoot child." The queen only smiled. "Let them say what they will. My heart has not smiled in years, and now it does. That is worth more than a crown." One afternoon, dark clouds gathered, the kind that had once taken her son. Thunder cracked, waves crashed, and fear gripped the palace. But Tano, standing barefoot in the courtyard, raised his arms to the sky and began to sing again. Not in fear, in defiance. "You took my fish yesterday, storm. But today, you will dance with me." The queen watched from her window as lightning lit the sky. In that moment, something within her broke free. She rushed into the rain, her silk gown soaking, and began to clap to his rhythm. For the first time since her son's death, she laughed. Not a whisper, not a smile, but laughter so loud the storm seemed to bow before it. When the rain ended, the queen called Tano inside. "You have given me back my joy," she said. "Tell me what you wish for." "Gold, land, a ship of your own." Tano shook his head. "I don't need gold, Your Majesty. I only wish that my mother may never go hungry again." The queen's eyes softened. She ordered that his mother be brought to the palace and cared for all her days. And from that moment on, Tano was no longer a fisherman's son. He became the keeper of songs, the boy whose laughter healed a queen. They say that to this day, when the sea grows quiet near Tamaru, you can still hear a faint melody in the wind, the echo of a boy's laughter, and the queen's joy returning with the tide. Because sometimes, the cure we search for in wealth, power, or medicine, hides inside the simple kindness of a stranger who refuses to stop dancing, even when the world tells him to sit still.